A woman was near death by cancer. One of those drugs would save her from this situation, which was a radium, a form of drug which was recently discovered by a druggist nearby town. The drug was costing about $2,000, and so the husband, named Hens, was trying to borrow the amount, and also he tried to request the druggist to reduce the cost of the drug. But the druggist said no. The husband got furious and desperate about this, and he broke into the druggist's store to steal the drug, and he stole the drug, right? So, what is this, right? This story involves a moral judgment. What should the husband have done? And why did the husband do so, right? Hello, all. I'm Mrs. Princey. Today, I'm going to deal on a topic called as theory of moral development given by Lawrence Kohlberg. Before going to the theory, let me give you the timeline of Lawrence Kohlberg. Lawrence Kohlberg is a psychologist who was born in the year 1927 on October 15th in the Bronxville, New York. In the year 1948, he enters the University of Chicago to complete his degree in psychology by 1 year. In the year 1949, he begins his doctoral work at the University of Chicago. In the year 1957 to 1958, he completes his doctoral dissertation and research work on the theory of moral development, which was done in the children. In the year 1968, Kohlberg got the professional fame because of his dissertation work. In the year 1969, Kohlberg was influenced by Kibbutz in his travel to Israel, and he returns to US to find several just communities. In the year 1971, Kohlberg gets or he contracts with the disease, tropical disease of that particular area, because of which he was physically and mentally disturbed. In the year 1987, Kohlberg took leave from Ash's hospital where he was getting treated for the above illness, and he committed suicide by drowning in Boston Harbor when he was 59 years old. So that is about the brief timeline about Lawrence Kohlberg, who was an American psychologist. So he was the person who gave us this theory of moral development. Kohlberg continued the theory of Piaget, which is the moral development, and he told that it is the development which happens continuously throughout the lifespan of a person. He also emphasized on the storytelling technique which Piaget used in his theory. He used Piaget's storytelling technique to tell people about the moral dilemmas, to find out the reasons behind the particular judgment of the scenario. He based his theory upon the story or the moral dilemmas which were given to the young children, and thereafter these young participants were interviewed to find out their reason behind the particular judgment of the scenario. So that was the thing which was done by the Lawrence Kohlberg. One of the widely or the famous stories which was widely accepted was the story which I told you in the beginning, wherein the man named Hens, he just broke into the druggist store to steal the drug for his wife. So based on this story, the children were asked to give their opinions or viewpoint to judge their moral development. So that was about the brief history of the moral development. So according to Lawrence Kohlberg, he has classified the theory of moral development into three types. One is the pre-conventional morality, the second one is the conventional morality, and the last one is the post-conventional morality. So we'll see each of it in detail. The first one, which is the pre-conventional morality, is being classified into two stages. That is stage one, which is obedience and punishment. Stage two is individualism and exchange. The second classification, which is the conventional morality, is being classified into two stages, stage 3 and stage 4. Stage 3 is the interpersonal relationship, and stage 4 is maintaining the social order. The next one, the last one, is the post conventional morality. It includes stage 5 and stage 6. Stage 5 is social contract and individual rights, and stage 6 is the universal principle. So, these are the stages or the classification of the moral development. So, let us learn about each type of the moral development in detail. The first one is the pre-conventional morality. So, pre-conventional morality is usually seen in the young children of 4 to 10 years old. They are motivated by obedience, and the moral code is shaped by the standards of the adults. Right? It's mostly associated with the young children and involves little moral principle in them. So here we have got the stage one, which is obedience and punishment. So it is the first stage of moral development, or we can say the earlier stage of moral development, which is seen in the young children, and the knowledge about morality is very minimal. The children are fixed to this particular stage, and they feel that obeying the rules is avoiding the punishment, and the morality is solely important in terms of the punishment. So that is what the young children usually understand about the morality. The stage 2 is individualism and exchange. So here the children try to understand that the each and every individual have got their own viewpoint, they have got their own views about the morality. So the judgment is based on how they serve the individual need. Reciprocity is possible only if they meet their particular need. So here the children recognize that each and every individual has got their own viewpoints and it is different, but the goal here also is to avoid the punishment. So that is about the first type of morality, which is the pre-conventional morality. So there are some examples for stage 1 and stage 2. Stage 1, which is about the obedience and judgment. I'll just quote an example like, if I keep quiet in my class, my teacher will not get mad at me. So that is obeying the rules and regulations to avoid the punishment. The second stage, which is individualism versus exchange, the example here is, I will let you to copy mine if you do my homework. Here we can see the reciprocity, right? So that is about individualism versus exchange. So this is about the first stage, which is the pre-conventional morality. The second type of the moral development is the conventional type of the moral development. So the age group which here the development happens is between the 10 and 13 years. So it is the adolescent period wherein most of them they feel to follow the social norms and the customs which is followed by their own group. The reasoning is based on the norms of the social group. So we'll see the stage 3 and stage 4. The stage 3 talks about the interpersonal relationship. So here it is otherwise called as good boy, good girl orientation. The child or the adolescent wants to seek the social expectation and roles in the particular group. So they consider the choices which are influenced by the relationship. They emphasize maintenance of the happy relationship by pleasing others. So that is the thing which is done here by the adolescents. So the need to avoid disapproval, that is disaffection, as well as the rejection from the others is a very important thing that adolescent will feel during this particular stage of the development. The next one, the next stage is the maintenance of social order. So here they consider society as a whole, and they understand that there are some norms and rules by the society which has to be followed by every individual. The focus here is on following the law and order which is given by the particular society, and one's duty is to respect the authority who has given the particular laws, right? The adolescent will please the individual by following the social laws, the customs, and the beliefs of the society. So, that is what is done in the maintenance of the social order. So, I will quote an example for stage 3 and stage 4. So, stage 3 is the interpersonal relationship. The example which I can quote is, I will buy a dress because my friend will like me. Yeah, this is to maintain the interpersonal relationship and to avoid the disapproval from the same group, right? The next stage 4, the example here which I can quote is, you should not cut the classes because it's against the school rules. So here we have the social rule which is taking an important part to avoid the punishment. We are following the social. So that is an example for stage 4, maintaining the social order. So that's about the conventional morality. Moving on to the third type of the development of moral theory, which is the post-conventional morality. So post-conventional morality is usually seen in the age group between the adolescence and adulthood. Here, the people look beyond the conventional area, right? The people choose their judgment based on the self chosen principles. The morality is based on the individual rights and the justice. So, in this post conventional morality, we have got stage 5 and stage 6. Stage 5 explains about the social contract and individual rights. Stage 6 is about the universal principle. Let us see the stage 5. Here, the account is on the beliefs of different values, customs, and opinions of the other people, and they understand that each and every member is important and they have got their own principle in the society to follow. So at times the individual will feel that it is not possible always to follow the rules and regulations, right? So the more emphasis is on the maintenance of the individual rights. So next stage is the universal principle. So here the reasoning is based on the universal principles and the abstract thinking. So each and every person in the society has got their own rules and principles to be followed, and apart from that the universal principle is there, which is nothing but the conscience which is going to tell him what is right and wrong. So that is about the universal principle. So what are some of the examples that I can quote? Stage 5 is like, it is her decision and we have to respect the decision. Yeah? Then at stage 6, I have got an example. If abortion becomes legal in our country, I will not abide to it because it is not God's law. So this is the universal principle. So this is about the stages of the moral development. We have got the pre-conventional stage, the conventional stage, and the post-conventional stage, which is given by Lawrence Kohlberg. Hope you all have understood the topic. Thank you.